Why should you use your wealth for God's glory? Have you ever wondered why it is important to use your wealth for God's glory? This question invites us to reflect on our relationship with money and resources. Using wealth for God's glory is a vital part of biblical stewardship. It reminds us that everything we possess ultimately belongs to God. As stewards, we are responsible for managing these resources to honor Him and support His kingdom. First, it is essential to recognize that God is the true owner of all resources. The Bible teaches us that the earth is the Lord's and all it contains. This means that we are entrusted with managing what God has given us. Our role is not to seek personal gain but to align our financial decisions with God's purposes. Next, using wealth for God's glory means making financial choices that reflected His values. This involves evaluating our spending to support what is good and beneficial from a biblical perspective. For instance, cutting back on non-essential expenses can free up funds for ministry, charitable giving, or Christian education. Budgeting and delaying gratification are practical steps to ensure our resources honor God. Generosity is another key principle linked to using wealth for God's glory. Giving meets the needs of others and reflects God's character. The Bible encourages us to give cheerfully and purposefully. This generosity comes from a place of contentment and trust in God's provision. Moreover, managing wealth for God's glory promotes spiritual growth and contentment. When we focus on God's kingdom first, we learn to be content in all situations. This mindset helps us resist greed and anxiety about money. In practical terms, using wealth for God's glory involves several actions. First, we should recognize God as the source of all blessings and manage our finances with obedience. Second, we must prioritize our spending to support God-honoring causes and family needs. Third, we can practice generosity through tithes, offerings, and acts of charity. Additionally, avoiding debt and living within our means allows us the freedom to serve God more effectively. Saving wisely prepares us for future needs and opportunities to give. Finally, cultivating contentment helps us resist the urge to accumulate wealth for selfish reasons. By following these principles, we demonstrate faithfulness in stewardship. We contribute to advancing God's kingdom and experience and fulfillment from aligning our financial lives with His purposes. This approach to wealth management is about living a life that reflects God's glory in every area, including our finances.